What's going on, y'all? Man, I just wanted to give a good little update. Man, you know that you're right, man. All those annoying Facebook posts that you see me post about open houses. Yes, you are in fact correct. Those are home sales. Um, I've been selling every single one of those things. Um, have a lot of great back offices that work. My back office is really sound and maneuvers with a such a well-oiled machine-like presence that every single home that goes into being open house, the paperwork just comes from a ready and willing buyer purchasee. So yes, you are in fact right. I know it's annoying, but you just have to deal with it. Um, I want to ask you, man, what is a peering trait? What is a trait that you possess and hone that you have that nobody else has, that no one else that you would think has, right? For me, honestly, I think that is the ability just to, connect with people with my sphere that I already know because they know me for who I am. I'm really just energetic, bubble of fun. I usually just like to chill around with people. Um, okay, what would it be like if the world were to stop or go on pause? How would you thrive in that environment? Just think if coronavirus were to happen again. What would you do if everything stopped for 12 months? How would you bounce back? What would the actions? What actions would you take to make sure that you'll be fit for whenever coronavirus or whatever stop the world goes out of style? Um, okay. I got some questions. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Um, we got the present day content, competitiveness, and destructive. What is the. Okay. What's in your proverbial pantry? Oh, I like this one. All right. So, not picking up like by your mental bootstraps. So there's a saying, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. But if you live a soft life and you don't have to war for nothing, what would be in your proverbial pantry? Like your mentality's not in the trenches, so it's more of a softer aesthetic or tone that you have to take with the circumstances or situations that you will come across because you'll have to take it with a gentle approach. So, what's in your proverbial pantry? Because there are people that are affected by PTSDs or their environment. So, yeah, that's a real cool question. That's a question to ask. Uh, Hold on, man. One of the things that I don't see myself is culture. I am not a part of the culture. I don't. I think that's a real bad plight that it has upon a lot of people. Um, I just like to think of myself as a distinct individual in a specific niche of homogeneous people. Okay. Um, it was a cool question. I'm in the big binder. Y'all know. Y'all know. Y'all know. Okay. All right. So, give me some game. Tell the people how and what you do. You know, what do you do, man? I'm a real estate entrepreneur. Building my business. Been 2 years plus in the thing, in the game. Making my strides, taking my lumps, and putting myself in the range to become a great. Okay. What would be an introduction? This is something that you ask everybody that you meet. What's your introduction into it? How'd you get it? It's not my auntie. It's not my uncle. It's not my cousin. It was definitely the muscle. I used my brain power just to get into it and seek it. So it's something that I planted within myself, and I sought for the action to attach it. You know. Okay. Mhm. Okay. All right. How do subprime practices affect your mentality? This is a question that you can ask people on the fly. Man, unfortunately, it does. It's a real big determining factor, but transactions happen all day, and don't just listen to the banter. So, I mean, definitely. It just a lot of trauma sales transactions happen, and you have to break people's mental fog off of that stuff because people watch the news. Oh, they say this and this, and no, 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 no. It's actually a lot smoother than that. What you think it is, because you have to multiply yourself at least 1,000 times over. So it's a big market, and then you have a presence. Once you have a presence, then boom, you have awareness. Once you have awareness, then you're self-conscious of that. So then you build from that self-conscious standpoint. Um, glide. That's cool. All right. How did those times struggling with character development make you into who you are today? Well, shoot, that is a real key question. Because you got to take your lumps. You got to take those shortcomings. You got to take, times of no sleep, times of waking up real early, waking up around 4 o'clock in the morning, just so you can make it. Um, how did that make you into who are you talk today? Um, that's usually a shift in mindset. Um, hold on. Um, that's a you have to read, you have to educate, got to exercise, focus, and control your reactions. Reactions to how you react to you know uh, any outside thing that causes a reaction. So those are the five things I came up with, because definitely you got to read if you want to see for more for yourself, or if you have ambitions to have more. Um, you want to read. You'll educate yourself. So with reading, you'll educate. So I put it down like this: you have desires, and then you read, and then that'll make action. So then you exercise, right? So then you're focused. You're setting up a discipline, and now you have to control your reactions to setbacks, but also discipline builds a confidence. So yeah, you might have setbacks, but it's on to you how you control your reaction. Uh-huh. Um, okay. These are just some cool questions I just got written down there. Well, um, what is a business insecurity face? People face insecurities in their business. Like a top producer could have insecurities. Well, I don't know where the next thing is coming from. Well, why do you stay in the business? Hmm. Um, what's a business movement self-love? This is a soft life question. Just like what's in your proverbial pantry, you know. What's a business movement self-love? So what makes your business soft? Um, where people are accepting of your business, because you set the environment first. You set the setting first. Then people come and adjust to what you said, because most of the time they got trauma cell frenzy, and now you have to set this area of like, oh no, this is a real different area where we can come and communicate and set out the plan where we're going to seek to execute the ordeal, and then we'll go from there. Um, Does your environment shelter growth? Man, and I can be a test for this. I had some things that just sticked out like a sore thumb the other day. Um, I asked ChatGPT some questions, and it was real ridiculous. Uh, you know, yeah. Does your environment shelter growth? Okay. Booking. How do people book with you? How do people set that appointment? I know it's not like hair, or if you are doing hair, they probably getting to the point. But now I'm playing with you. No, but how do people book with you? Occurring enough. How is it booking with you when you have a time block already for the week ahead? If when you're busy, and someone inquires on Tuesday for next week, and you're already booked. Mm, that's cool. Those some good questions. These are good questions. Key questions to ask. Um, okay. How did you get over the humps of your first transaction? Real big question. It's brilliant because um what was that timing like for you? Like whenever you have your first transaction, it's probably paperwork that you had to go through. It's probably an LLC that you had to make. It's probably contracts that you had to fill out. You had to get confident with contracts first before you even got to that first hurdle of a transaction. Um, because question, is it unsettling doing something for your first time? And I know it sounds like the first question. So I know it's unsettling doing something for your first time. So how'd you get over that? And what are like some of the like intricate systems that were put in place to put yourself in position to repeat that first time? So if whenever you got your first hit, whenever you got your first transaction, whenever you did your first deal, how did you repeat that process on a continuous and constant basis with confidence? That's elegance right there. Those are some questions, man. Um, what expertise do you give at events? Right. I know we're in a networking economy right now. It's traumatic, but this is the thing that causes no static. How how do you give another entrepreneur or somebody in your field expertise when y'all do the same thing? All right. So, um, what are your back office actions? Like, what do your back office work like? If you're doing the front, well, the leg work, how would your back office work need to work for you to uh, curate business? Um, Once you were trusted, and um, how did it feel when everything started clicking? Right. Uh, this is in my red book. You know what I'm saying? This is in the book of questions, business plans. But once you were trusted, how did it feel? And when everything started clicking, how did that feel? Because whenever those things happen, they you start to like, okay, I'm earning people's business. I'm earning a reputation. I have a reputable business plan. And I'm not talking out of brokenness, but I have a reputable business now. So then you start to grow that inside your head, and people see you and notice your face more and recognize you. So how do you feel about that? Right?
How many
Um,
subscriptions are you
and how
paying
did your
for?
friends
Broken money
receive
behind
you
sneaky or forgotten subscriptions and
when
makes canceling them as
they heard
easy
of your
as pushing a button.
success?
On average,
Um,
Rocket Money uses
how did your friends receive you when they heard your success? Well, that's a big one because for sure you can take your friends with you, travel with a lot, and you can go further. But some people, not in my group, but how did your friends receive you once they found out you were having success? I mean, success has lots of different calibers to it, and those are just like, did you announce it? Did you stay quiet? Were you quiet? Were you moving in silence with your success? Those are some of the questions. Um, and how do you deal with high frenzy in whatever industry? Those are just like, how do you deal with the high competitiveness frenzy of people that are in your business, that are in your industry? How do you practice day in and day out, much like an athlete, on a Devin Booker, um, Malik Bridges caliber? How do you stay awake in your business? And those are like some of the questions I got like written down. Um, I'm gonna have this auto generated for the mic, man, so people can understand what I'm saying clearly, so they can see it. They can take out whatever they want to, and they can write them down. And if they got an idea, they can hit somebody with the questions of how they perceive, where they project to